Welcome back, wonderful humans. I'm Danielle, and I currently live alone and I'm trying to shift towards healthy meals whilst remaining on a budget. I went into Lidl and B&M this week, but Lidl was where I got most of the food items from. So, as you can see, it starts off being quite healthy. I got some radishes. I'm the kind of person that can just top and tail a radish and just eat them basically whole as a snack. I got some more spring onions. I find them to be super versatile and useful to have for either putting into meals or just again having raw as part of more of a salad. I got some bananas as well. I also got some chickpeas. I'm not actually supposed to have chickpeas, but they don't tend to hurt if I have them from time to time in the same way as some lentils. But I enjoy lentils, and having them from time to time isn't too bad for me. Doesn't make me feel too sick. So I just got some of those to be able to have instead of saying a traditional bolognese. I got some quinoa as well. I always find that it's good to have extra grains in terms of sort of carb options. I got some more refrigerators. I found that these are fantastic for having as some of those mid lunch day sort of snacks to keep me going. And then I got some more personal products in as well. I got another pot of potted basil because the one that I got last time has finally started to die off a bit. And I can't really complain too much given how long I actually had it for. I think, it says on the sort of on the packaging, it's only supposed to last a little amount of time. So for mine to last as long as I did, I certainly can't complain. And then they had a variety of kitchenware in there, and they had one of these hand blenders. So I decided to get one because, especially while we're coming more into the autumn, winter, I figured it was time that I got something for me to then be able to have to make soups with and that sort of thing. It has some recipes in to make things like pesto as well, which I might give a go at some point because I actually love the idea of being able to make my own pesto. Here you can see I have a bit of a moment with my camera, but then I also picked up just a few more items. Again, a pretty small shop this week because I do still have quite a lot in supply. They had a discount on fresh beetroot, and I love fresh beetroot in terms of being able to roast it, blend it, mix it into things, and it doesn't scare me to cook it like I know some people get off. Obviously, fear of it staining everything everywhere. I got some corn on the cob as well because again they were discounted. Some tomatoes, you probably know by now that fresh tomatoes are pretty much a sort of staple in my weekly shop. And I got some of this fridge fresh sort of gnocchi, one of the ricotta and cheese ones. They had a couple of other options, but I figured I'd give this a go instead of getting some of the pre-packaged, more sort of cupboard stable ones. I got three more yogurts as well because I only have one left. So I got another caramel one, a mango and vanilla one, and then one of the raspberry and passion fruit ones as well. Like I said, I find them to be super good to have for a dessert sometimes. And then I've nearly finished up the milk that I had. So I have another one now on backup as well, so it's ready to go. It's a smallish shop this week where I think the hand blender cost around a third of the total shop cost. Went into B&M, and most of this isn't sort of food items, but I figured I'd show you anyway since it's part of my weekend shopping sort of expenditure. I got some more wax melts. This was a sweet peach one. I smelled the candle of it, and that sort of is super wonderful, especially when it's coming around to winter. I'm not 100% sure if this suction toilet roll holder will work for me, but there's a place in my bathroom where I can give it a go. I'm not supposed to drill things into the walls, so I figured that would be worth a try at least, especially seeing as it was a pretty cheap thing. I got some of these tiny little tins of coconut milk because if you live by yourself, then you'll know that having one of the regular sized tins of coconut milk is just slightly too much for one person without you then having to do multiple meals for multiple days using it. So I just got two of those to have in the cupboard for whenever I might want them. I seen this scallop frame. It's a 4 by 6 photo frame. It will go perfectly in my lounge, which sort of has a light pink sort of peach kind of theme. And then I haven't had any of these bubble tea making things for a little while. I obviously have the big cup that they do, and I sometimes, if I just see the actual pots of popping boba, I will get those. But they had these on, they were discounted down. So I figured I might as well get them and have them around, especially as an extra thing for me to pop near my work desk to keep me going throughout the day. And it is getting near to Christmas, all right? It's not that near, but I don't want to be rushing to get everything. I'd rather budget in bit by bit. So, in the same way as last week, I actually got myself some Christmas decorations. This week, I grabbed some of that wrapping paper. It's a lovely pink color with some Christmas trees on it. And I also got myself, to go with that iron that I got from Lidl last week, a small tabletop ironing board. I don't tend to iron a huge amount, especially where I work from home. I don't really need to use it sort of to keep my clothes every clean and ironed every single day. So I just got that to make sure that I had it to hand for those days where I do want to give something an iron instead of battling to try and do it on the table or something. So as always, thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing and commenting to see more next time.